this credit system, and they base like everything that you do makes up your credit. Literally, if you're friends with somebody with bad credit, your credit score will go down.
Oh my goodness! I cannot talk to you today.
If you owe child support, you won't even be able to get on the train. Like, you have to walk because that's the penalty. But that's something that's going to be worldwide. We're already doing it here in the United States. There's some jobs that run your credit knowingly or unknowingly. That's why it's important to ask, are y'all running my credit to determine, if I get hired or not, and know that, because they can do it, and, you want to know, okay, what credit bureau that are you pulling from? So I make sure my credit's right. But all in all, it's important to make sure that y'all get educated and know, exactly how to maneuver when it comes to credit.
I think it's a system that anyone who has not been educated about credit, who does not know to ask this question or that, and I think the one you just brought up about the job is a perfect example. So many jobs are running your credit, and if you don't know that, if you didn't know that, it's happened to you, trust me.
Yes.
And you just don't know. Credit has become, for some people, a pitfall, because they have not been educated.
Right.
Do you find that in the African American community, more so than anyone, this is an issue? What are the thoughts? What kind of pushback do you get? If you're sitting, we'll just say, with a group, and you're trying to explain to them, yes, but the reason your credit's this way is because this, and that. We need to change this way of thinking. Is there some negative pushback? Are people willing to listen, or is it still like, ooh, I can't talk about it?
Yeah. A lot of people are afraid to even check their credit score or check their credit report. Like I said, the condition that we came up under, especially in the black community, because our parents and our parents' parents weren't educated, and when you don't know, when you don't have an understanding, you kind of condemn what you don't understand, right? So that's just the mindset, especially in black communities, that we have. We condemn credit, but as time has gone on, and we are literally witnessing people get in a position to buy homes and start their own businesses, and people are becoming more aware of the power of credit. But awareness is one thing, but knowledge is another thing. Okay, you become aware, and then you have to get the knowledge to be able to navigate so that you can take advantage, of what you are aware of. Okay, so now that you know that credit can help you, get into doors that otherwise would be shut. Now you have to know the fundamentals. The 5 factors that make up your credit score. These are the fundamentals. Okay, so there's 5 factors, all right, and they're all on a percentage scale. All right, so it's 100%. All right, your credit score is 100%. 35% of it is your payment history. On-time payments is very important. I mean, that's across the board. You want to make on-time payment. If somebody owed you some money, you want your money when? On time.
You're right.
Point blank, period. So on-time payments is very important. That's 35% of your credit score. Make sure you make on-time payments. And if you're not able to make a payment, if something happens, one thing that I don't want to just say black people, because I have, other ethnicities, other people of other ethnicities that have the same issue.
Right.
It's prevalent to us because, that's who we're around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But all in all, if you're not able to make a payment, if anything happens to where you just, you're down on your luck, make sure you communicate that with whoever you owe, the creditors, the company, the credit card company, your mortgage lender, the bank, whoever. If you owe somebody, and you don't have it, just let them know ahead of time. As soon as you find out, like, man, I might have an issue, we'll call, say, I might have an issue, such and such and such. Can you guys work with me until I get back on my feet? And they will be happy to do that. The reason that they report it to the credit bureaus is because they feel as if you just neglected it. You just don't care because you didn't communicate that. So all in all, 35% of your score is made up by your payment history. Okay, all right, that's very important. 30% is what we just spoke about, is your utilization, your credit utilization. Okay, that's the amount of credit, which is money, but it's the amount of credit that you use versus your credit limit. Okay, so you get a credit card. All right, like I said, $1,000 credit card. You want to use under 30%, and that's where the 30% of your credit comes into play. You want to use under 30% of that. Why do you want to use under 30%? Why do you want to use under $300 out of $1,000? Okay, because that shows the companies out there that's trying to lend you money, that want to lend you money, that you are responsible. That you don't necessarily, you have all this money, but you don't use all of it. That shows a level of discipline, right? So once you are able to show them that, that increases your credit score because of that characteristic that it's displaying. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. My words, I'll be reading the dictionary. But anyways, but yeah, so you want to keep your credit usage under 30%. Now I say 10%. Okay, 10% will maximize your score increase. All right, 30% you're right on the brink of things. I can't explain the analytics and the algorithms of how much your score will increase or decrease for whatever reason. But I know keeping it at a low percentage, right? Only using a minimum amount of 30%, I say 10% of your credit limit will skyrocket your credit. That makes up 30% of your credit score. Okay. So 15% is your credit age. All right. So once you get credit cards and you use them responsibly, even banks, it can go into a lot of things, but everything that you sign up for, you get a credit card or whatnot, you want to keep it long term. That shows stability, that shows consistency. That shows that you can stick with a company for a long time, because guess what? They want to know if they can get your money. Basically, I'm gonna be frank. Credit is basically you using other people's money and paying them an interest on top of their money. So the longer you're with the company, they'll be like, okay, well, they're going to stick with me for a long time as well, right? So that increases your credit score also. So never close credit card accounts. Okay, never close credit card accounts unless you have to, unless it's necessary. But if you can keep them open, even if you have to pay a small fee, keep them open, because that keeps your score, high to where you can, get in the position. I keep saying that, okay? But all in all, you want to keep your accounts open as long as possible. All right. So what's that? 35%, 30%, 15%. Okay, 10% is your credit mix. Okay, your credit mix. All right. You want to have different types of credit, right? Different types. It's got installment credit or installment loans. You got revolving credit. So installment loans can be your house, your car, right? A personal loan. Okay. Then you have revolving credit, which is credit cards. It can be retail credit. It can be charge cards. So things of that nature. So if you have a mixture of those, if you have a number of those as well, then that helps your score increase also. That's 10% of your credit score. Okay, and the last 10% is new accounts. All right, so the more accounts you have, then the more accounts you can juggle. It shows again the responsibility. Okay. You're responsible. You're capable of handling multiple accounts. Okay, this person shows a level of steadfastness. I'm a trust him with more money, or they're going to increase your score so they can, they'll trust you with more money. So if once you understand those, now remember 35, 30, 15, 10, and 10. That's 5 factors of credit. Once you understand those, I mean, the rest is smooth sailing. If you follow the steps on keeping them in order, keeping them in good standing, then you're good to go. You won't never have to worry about having bad credit again.
Now, one I did not know is that the longer that you have your credit, because a lot of times you're just like, okay, I'm not doing anymore. Let me go ahead and close it out. So I don't, because a lot of people have that, and I don't know if we're told that. Now that I think about it, who told me that? Who said that to me? Was it my mom? I'm going to call her.
No.
But it was like, you're not using that. You don't want to leave that open. Yeah. So that, those are misconceptions. People, you need to know that.
Yeah. And when I mentioned banks, because you have your Vantage score, which is like Credit Karma. Mm-hmm. These free sites out there, Credit Sesame. We have free sites that have Vantage scores. All right, it's just a method that they use to determine what your score is. Right. Okay. But then you have your FICO score. FICO scores 98% of lenders and companies out there actually check your FICO scores. Okay. It's just a separate method. The FICO score, it scores on numerous of things. Okay. Right? It's not just your credit score. It's not just the three. You got the 3 credit bureaus: Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, but there's subcategories. Okay. You got your mortgage score. Okay. You got your auto score for if you got car payments and things like that. You have your bank score, credit card score, and a list goes on. So when I mention banks, it's like we close bank accounts.
Right.
And that counts against us.
Wow.
So you want to make sure you keep all accounts open if possible, because that overall improves your score. So you just got to be more aware of just being a stand-up person. You know what I'm saying?
And utilizing the things that you're saying.
Yeah, the information, right?
Because on average, everyone thinks, okay, well, I'm not banking with them anymore. Close the account.
Right.
And then, I'm a little older, darling. And then old folks older than me, that keep the money in the mattress. But they also think, I can't have my money. Close that account.
Yes.
And so, that was instilled in a lot of folks.
Right.
So we tend to keep doing that. We just think, okay, I'm not going to bank with such and such bank anymore. Let me close all those accounts.
I normally close it because, I don't do it now. But I used to close them because I owed them money. I went in the negative and I didn't want to pay, so I closed the account, right? So, and that can also, go on your credit report as well. So, yeah, keep accounts open.
It's just listening to you as you're telling me things.
Yeah.
These are things that on average, we, as you said, we're not talking about in our community, or had that misconception. And that bank one is really interesting me because I can remember hearing older aunts and uncles who was, oh no, close that bank. You don't want to have your money, close the bank. Yeah. So people would do that, and it was not a problem to say, okay, I had an account for this car I bought, paid it off, and they would close that bank account. Right. And not realizing that was a negative to it.
Yeah.
So education is truly a powerful tool and very important, and it's almost you're re-educating a lot of folks.
That's it.
Now I know we gotta take a break because then we have someone joining us.
Oh yes, that's my mentor, my brother. He's a financial educator. He has his own company. It's Woods Financial. He deals with credit restoration. Credit education. He has trade lines and ways to build your credit. You also have to add positive accounts. Like we can help you to get some of those negative items removed from your account, but you also have to add positive items to your account so that you can skyrocket your credit score. He also has his own tax services and other numerous businesses. So